Today we're going to do a little walking tour. It's a historical walking tour of Wolseley. That's an area in Winnipeg. I mostly show you how I set it up, got the map ready, where I found the information, and then we go for a walk and I'll show you a little bit of Wolseley. So let's go for a tour. Whoa, let's back up a minute. This walking tour actually began at my desktop computer. I did a Google search that landed me at the Manitoba Historical Society page, which had a very detailed walking tour. It was developed in 1988 and made reference to homeowners in the 1910 to 1920 date range. I printed up the tour information for reference on my walk and numbered each spot. It turns out to be about 16 pages of text. From there I plotted those numbers out on a Google map so I knew which streets to take. After that, I went to Google and drew out a walking map using Google's Distance Finder. The walk starts at Purcell, walking toward Maryland, down to Westminster past the very impressive Westminster United Church. From there, west to Walnut and south to Dundurn Place. Walk east on Dundurn to Maryland once again. Head south past the historic Woodsworth House and take Wolseley west back to Walnut. From there, go north to Honeyman Avenue. You head west to Vimy Ridge Park. One could walk through the park, but I show south to Preston Avenue and over to Home Street to catch one house, south to Westminster, and then back east to Ethelbert Street to catch the Anglican Church. Follow that south to Palmerston, which runs beside the Assiniboine River, over to Arlington, and back up to Preston. Take a short jog over to Ruby for one house, and then backtrack to Lenore Street. Head south to Palmerston, back over to Ruby to head north to Wolseley. Go west on Wolseley to Sherburne and south again to Palmerston. At Palmerston, turn west till it intersects with Wolseley again and head west to the west end of Wolseley where it intersects with the Raglan Road. Raglan Road to Portage Avenue, and that completes the walk. To this point is about 7.5 kilometers with about 3.5 kilometer walk back to the start. On our tour, we headed back to the car where the walk intersects at home in Wolseley. That was a total of 3 kilometers, which took us an hour and 20 minutes to cover. Next, I'll show you a few shots of our walking in the neighborhood, but since these homes are private residences, I didn't take any extensive pictures or videos. So we're down on Purcell. I was just looking at the houses behind me. Some of them are pretty neat houses. And we're going to go walk down Purcell to Maryland. So the food fair used to be the theater, and across the street we come to this church. Huge! Beautiful old church. Now we're on Westminster looking for 752, 744. So that's 752 right there. But some of these are kind of neat. There's some nice architecture there. So we're just going to keep walking down the street. So we continued our walk down. We're on Dundurn now, just looking at some. I'll just point out one. This is number 22. It was occupied by John Armstrong, who was surveying the route of the Hudson's Bay Railway from the Paw to Port Nelson or Churchill. He's author of the report which recommended Port Nelson as a terminal. Note the fine cut glass windows. So I guess if we're looking at the fine cut glass windows, we look at the second floor. So yeah, it's kind of neat. It is a neat house. But some of the other ones on the street were quite interesting too. We even bumped into a couple of people that lived in them. So at 60 they have this plaque to James Shaver Woodworth, and we're standing outside this house at 60 Maryland, and I believe the paper says it's a reconstruction. Well, that's quite the plaque. Beautiful lilac here too. Yeah, we're still walking down Wolseley. You can see some of the houses in the background here, and I'm not taking a lot of pictures of houses because, well, they're private properties. So we came to the end of the Wolseley part here, and we're looking at 834 Wolseley, 830, 826. Oh, 826 is on that list, eh? A little hard to see them, but there is some really neat architecture on them. Just looking at this one. It's kind of neat. Just the different architects they're made by, and beautiful old houses.
The one there is kind of triangle.
Well, the dormers are different, yeah. Different designers, I guess, eh? We're just walking up Chestnut. The first house is going to be 72 Chestnut. And just in case you're wondering what we're looking at, we got this sheet of paper. I had printed up, and then I put numbers on where all these houses were. And we're just reading the guide as we walk along. Beautiful old street. Then across the street is telling me that that house there, 97, is where Nellie McClung lived during World War, what is it saying here? Before the First World War. It was the home of Nellie McClung. What a cute street here. Yeah, so there's the plaque placed by the Manitoba Historical Society. Nellie McClure's home. What a lovely street. As we continue walking down the street. Next on the list, 118 Chestnut. So this is 123, and they're saying look at the roof line, it has the influence of Lloyd Wright. And then 125 is right next door. And then the one behind me, 124. So there's the owls to scare the pigeon, and where's the pigeon? Right above, just cooing away. So now we're at Preston Home, which is right by Vimy Ridge Memorial Park. I'm going to say so ends my tour for the moment. We got onto 232 Home Street across there, and you're looking at one across the street we thought was kind of cute. And we're going to walk back to Westminster and back to the car. We've been wandering for just over an hour, so maybe an hour and a half by the time we get back to our car. We'll continue the tour another time going the rest of the way. But thank you for watching a Baby Boomer in Winnipeg, Landmarks of Winnipeg edition.